Hello everyone, and welcome to today's video tutorial on how to start spring vegetable seeds using seed cell trays. To start a seed cell tray is a great way to get a head start onto your spring garden and assure a successful growing season. First, let's gather our supplies that you and I will need for a seed cell tray starting now. So you will need a seed cell tray and the starting mix, and you're going to need a spray bottle or a water hose, which is what I use, usually a water hose with a little spray on the end of it, and of course your vegetable seeds. Start by first filling each cell of the tray. But before we do that, we want to make sure that we got our dream going on here, our wish list going on here, our dream seeds going on, ready to plant into our cell trays. So what I do is I go ahead and go through all my seeds or buy the seeds that I want for the season that is up to come. So here you see my dream seed. This is my wish list. I have a variety of seeds I've grown before, and seeds I'm going to grow again, and some new seeds. But let's get our cell tray and get the planting. Now here I've got two types of cells. This is a Jiffy, comes from Dollar General. It has a tray, the liner in the bottom of it. It's got its cells also. You can divide this on how many cells you want to plant at a time. You want to plant all of them, or you can divide it up. This right here is a 162 cell that I usually use. I have 5 of them. Comes with a tray. Got it from Hoss Tools. I love these. It's very durable. I mean, you can drop these and they're not break. This is a good temporary. If you're very careful with it, it can get you through a couple seasons, maybe 3. Just depends on how careful you are with it. But this is a good way to start. If you're just starting out doing seeds, you want to go inexpensive, and this is the most inexpensive way to go. Is just go get these little plastic trays. You can get them at Dollar General. You can get them at Lowe's, Home Depot, places like that. And this is a very good way to start. So once you put your seed starting mix in there, and you put your seeds in, and then you water it, you got your tray there to catch the water. So this is good for inside use, and I love this because it also catches the water down there. So these bottom of these cell trays here will soak up the water and keep the soil nice and moist. So we're going to start by filling each cell of the tray with a seed starting mix. Now usually I like to moisten my seed starting mix before I put it in my cells. And each seed starting mix is a little bit differently. I'm just going to rub it all over there. Basically just covering the cells. And we're going to pat it down to ensure that it's evenly distributed. I like to keep my cell tray up under it, especially with my 162s. The holes are a little bit bigger. And then that way, any seed starting mix that I have, I can just dump right back out into the bag. Because this is going to go down once you water it. Now, also into your seed starting mix, watch for little sticks, because you will have sticks into that. You just want to get those out of there. The Jiffy, I haven't noticed much in Jiffy, but I do notice it into Miracle Growth, or Miracle, what was it? Miracle Grow. I don't usually use that. I usually mostly use a seed starting, Jiffy seed starting, because it's a little bit cheaper. But they didn't have anything else besides that when I went and got it. And I do carry a 5-pound bucket over here onto the side. I keep it here filled up with seed starting mix. I usually moisten it before I fill these trays up right here. But I have noticed with the Miracle Grow that it does take in the water more so than the Jiffy. And then what we're going to do, we're going to make a small dent in the center of each cell, approximately twice as deep as a seed is long. All right, next it's time to plant your seeds. So you're going to have your variety of seeds, and you're going to place 2 seeds in each cell, 2 or 3 seeds in each cell. That helps with in case one seed doesn't come up, you've got another plant coming up. You've got a greater chance of your plants coming up. So we make a dent, and then we put our seed in there, and then we're going to cover them lightly with more seed starting mix. Now, I also use perlite. I do two methods. I can use my seed starting mix, or I can use my perlite and sprinkle it over. Both methods work great. So I have my variety of seeds here, my wish list here going on, and I've tried the butter crunch lettuce. It's pretty good. I do like the by Ferris Morse, the lettuce gourmet blend. I like it. Just take and just pinch it off and harvest it as you want to eat. So you're eating fresh. So the seeds are, when it comes to lettuce seeds, they're really small. So what I like to do with these small seeds, because actually in this tray I was going to plant tomatoes because I don't want that many tomato plants this year because I had a good harvest last year. But what I'm going to do is, since these are lettuces and they're smaller, I'm just going to sprinkle them around, and I'm not going to put 2 or 3 in here. I'm just going to sprinkle it around because I want as many of these to come up as possible. It depends on the size of the seed. All my small seeds, I do like that. And I might get more plants up than I want, but I always like more. I always find a place to put them or give some away. So we got those. Put that right there. The next thing we're going to do is take and just put some, you can put that over it like that. Or you can take a pencil or something and you can take and stir this, do it like that. Stir this around. I would suggest to do it both ways and see which way you like the best. See how the seeds come up. These right here, I'm going to put some perlite on them. I prefer to have not that indentation in there and just have it flat when I'm doing the lettuce. But the perlite helps with retaining moisture. So now the next thing we got to do is to label this, because you'll never remember the variety of your plants as they grow. So be sure to label each cell with a type of seed that you planted, so you can keep track of your seedlings as they grow. So I know on this side right here, I've got this variety. So what I'll do, I have on this section over here, I have some last year's tags that I saved, and I'm going to be using again. The ones I'm not going to plant again, I'll just take like summer pick. I probably won't plant summer pick tomatoes, and so I'll just mark that out. What I like to do is put the name and the date that I planted it. Like last year, eggplant, 4/14. Then that way I know when I planted these seeds and how long they've been in this tray, and it just helps me out to see how good they are growing. So what I'm going to do, since I don't have my pen out here, I'm just going to lay that right there to remind me this right here is the gourmet blend. My next thing is I would like to do is take another variety of seed. I got Vivian. I have lots of seeds. Didn't realize I put this in here. There's lettuce prize head. So one of my carrots in there. So yeah, I got lots of seeds. So what I'm going to do here, I think what I'm going to plant, because I've never planted these and I bought the seeds, these are the lettuce prize head. And I think what I'm going to do is plant these. These came from seeds and such, and see how well they do. It's always good to get new seeds so that you can see how well they do, how much you like them, you know, what the taste is. Since I changed my mind on the variety of seed I was going to plant, I'm going to make these dimensions a little bit smaller here. Because I was going to plant the varieties of tomatoes I wanted this year in this tray right here. A little bit more soil on that one right there. And these are pretty much basically going 1/4 inch deep. So you don't want them too deep. And I'm just going to try to, since I've got about 100 seeds here, this one I'm just going to, since I have only this, well, I got another pack, but I want to see how well these do first. And I'm just going to, you know, put about 3 or 4 seeds into each cell. Oops, I got too much in that one. Some of those out. And see how well they do. Now, I like seeds and such. Seeds, I really do. I have no complaints. All right. Sprinkle some of this in here. We're not compacting it, you know, at this point in time, because as you water, it's going to get compacted. We're just getting these seeds covered. And I've got my hand on top of this cell tray. I'm not like mashing that down. Now you can water from the bottom and let this soak up. I'm going to gently overhead water this. I'm going to take this cell tray out, and I'm going to gently water overhead. But once you, whichever way you decide to do, once you do that, because your seeds do need to be moistened, but as they grow, you know, you'll see more of what you got. But after you plant your seeds, you want to put them into a warm, sunny spot or onto a heat mat. Most seeds germinate and grow into healthy seedlings, and they will be ready to transplant into your garden or large pot. So what I'm going to do now is get the water hose and my sprayer and give this a light water. And what I like to do is I like to let this water run through, because I always like to really moisten my mixture, my seed mix, seed starting mix, before I put my seeds in. But Miracle Grow does really good as far as saturating the water and going through. So what I want is this water to drain through and wet this mixture so these seeds start to go ahead and germinate. And I don't want to move it too much because I got my seeds in there. And that's good enough. And I'm looking to see if I see any seeds on top. I don't think I do. That might be one, but the good thing of putting a lot of seeds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these back in here. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more water in there in the bottom. Just a little bit. I really like the Haas tools because it's not as flimsy. But this is a good way of getting started. You're just starting out sowing seeds. So now we'll just take it back into the greenhouse. So there you have it. most plants will go ahead and germinate and they'll grow into healthy plants. I like to put mine onto a heat mat, which I don't have hooked up right at the moment, but on heat mats they have a tendency to say what temperature to set it at. Usually it takes 7 to 10 days and the seeds will start to sprout up, and germinate, and come right on up, and then you'll be ready to plant them into your garden or into containers or into raised beds or into a greenhouse. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Happy garden into this spring season. See you on to the next video. Love them. I love them. I love them. I love them.